Morning all, hope you're doing well, hope you're staying safe. It is Thursday the 30th of July 2020. Haven't been here since Monday, so we've got quite a lot to get through today, so let's get cracking with it now. Okay, so big news then, US cases, over 66,000 yesterday, but if you look at the 7-day moving average, it looks like we've peaked. I'm not sure, I'm no medical professional, but if you look where it's been going, it looks like we have peaked now. We are starting to decline. US deaths, though, almost 1,500 yesterday, which is the highest since May 27th, and that is trending up. Don't forget that deaths do lag behind cases, though, and hospitalizations. So I guess we are going to see the deaths going up before they come down again in line with cases, but let's hope that happens very, very soon. Florida cases under 10,000 there for the 4th day in a row. That hasn't happened since July the 1st, so again, looks like we're on a decline in Florida. That would be fantastic news if we are. I'll get to the R rate in a second as well, some good news on that. Deaths yesterday, 216 in Florida, which was a new record. In fact, that was the 2nd day in a row that we'd set a record, so that isn't good. On stats, the positive rate is around 10.5% now. Hospitalizations hit a new record with 585 on Tuesday, and then we had 582 on Wednesday. So not great there, but as I say, all lagging behind cases. Looking at ICU beds though, still 1,250 odd available across Florida. That's down 150 on where we were Monday, but it still looks pretty decent. I've not heard any horror stories of beds simply not being available for people, so we're okay at the moment. Back to stats, we had 72,353 cases last week, the lowest in 3 weeks. So again, that points to this decline in the number of cases daily. It was the highest number of hospitalizations ever recorded, and it was the highest number of deaths ever recorded. So I'm just hoping those numbers start to go in the right direction soon as well. Masks are now mandated in 32 of the 50 states, with Vermont being the latest to jump on board with that. Florida still hasn't, but there are increasing calls for masks to be worn in Florida. Nothing yet coming out of Governor Ron DeSantis though. No news from Governor DeSantis, no news from Jerry Demings, the Mayor of Orange County either. No new news on the tri-state area quarantine time being quashed or anything like that. You still have to quarantine from the tri-state area. And no new news on when American borders might be opened up to international travel either. So the R rate is back down to 0.98. It was 0.99 on Monday. So it'd be nice to see that coming down a bit further. You know, that is in the middle of a range, and the range is like 0.75 to 1.15, something like that. So who knows where we are truly, but we are looking like we're under 1. There are now 20 states under an R rate of 1, which is great, because I think we only had 15 or something on Monday. So to get another 5 states into the green is great. We've got 30 to go, but this is looking better than it has done. So I'm happy with that. Weather, yeah, we've got some weather coming. So it's going to be 92 degrees today, 33 degrees centigrade. The story is that we've got Tropical Storm Isaias on the way. That's currently just gone over Puerto Rico this morning, heading towards Cuba, and it's heading northwest towards Miami-ish. Looking like it's staying on the east coast, so we're not going to get the eye of it. And it's looking like when it gets to central Florida, which is looking Sunday night-ish, the winds aren't going to be very high at all, but it looks like we're going to get a stack of rain as we do with tropical storms. So it's the rain that could cause a problem rather than the wind in central Florida. News from Disney World then, another 6 resorts opening. One was yesterday, and those 6 opened from yesterday through to November. The details are in the news. Shanghai Disneyland has got its fireworks show back up and running. That's called Ignite the Dream. So that's currently running on a trial basis to see how that works with crowds and things. So hopefully that means at some point in the nearish future we're going to get the fireworks show back in Magic Kingdom. That would be awesome, because that's just something that we're missing right now, and it just puts a bit more magic back into Disney. If you are a runner of any description at all, the Disney Wine and Dine Half Marathon weekend, which runs from the 5th to the 8th of November, is happening, but it's not happening in the park. Okay, so how is it happening? It's going to be virtual. So you can apply for one of the 4 events. Bit potluck, I think it is, if you get it. I think you get more chance if you're representing a recognised charity than if you're not. But it's going to be virtual, which means if you've got a treadmill, or you can run around your neighbourhood, then you can take part. It doesn't say that you have to be a US resident to take part. There are no real details on that at the moment, and registrations aren't open yet, but have a look at that. There's more on how to enter and who's eligible in the detail of the news. If you go into a table service restaurant at Disney World anytime soon, you're going to have your temperature taken before you're allowed in. It's the usual 100.4, so please be aware if you're feeling a bit unwell that you might not get in if your temperature's over 100.4. Disney park availability: if you're a theme park ticket holder, i.e. a day ticket holder, or a resort guest, you have got green everywhere now. From today right up until the 26th of September 2021, all parks are available for you. If you're an AP holder, not such good news. The 30th and 31st of July are sold out, and the rest of the days in July are pretty scarce right now. Coming up into August, 6 days are already sold out in August. All the weekends, all done. Very little availability now, but there is pretty good availability during the weekdays still. Into September, all the weekends are full. It's always Hollywood Studios. If it's yellow, it means Hollywood Studios is done pretty much. So that's still the park in demand, and I guess it will be just because of the new stuff that's in there in Galaxy's Edge. We're even looking into October now. The 3rd of October is now looking yellow as well, and that's Hollywood Studios, so we're getting that far into it now as well. Finally then into Universal Orlando, and they are shortening their opening hours a little bit. Not a surprise, we're getting into the kind of lowish season now. So Universal Orlando is going to open 9 till 5 from the 2nd of August, and Islands of Adventure is actually opening an hour later. So they're opening at 10 and going through till 6. So you can actually go from a park, if you've got a two park ticket, you can get in at 9 and leave at 6. You're just going to be going into one park and leaving from another. So that's the headlines. If you're new to the channel, please do subscribe, hit the notification bell, press all. You'll get this stuff 3 days a week and other stuff in between times. If you like the video, please give it the like. The algorithm likes the likes and will spread the video further out. If you think somebody else will benefit from watching the video, please do share it with them. That'd be great, thank you. Okay, let's get to the news. The total number of cases across the US yesterday was 66,683. The 7-day moving average has started to decline. The number of deaths across all 50 states yesterday was 1,485. That's the highest since May the 27th, and the 7-day moving average is trending up. The number of new cases in Florida yesterday was 9,446. That's the 4th day in a row under 10,000 and the first time since July the 1st. The 7-day moving average peak in Florida occurred on July the 17th. There were 216 deaths recorded in Florida yesterday, which is a new record. Tuesday saw 186 deaths, which was a new record at that time. Florida ranked number 2 yesterday in the number of new cases behind California. While in Florida, Orange County ranked number 6 behind Miami-Dade, Broward, Palm Beach, Hillsborough and Marion. Looking at the stats, and our positive rate is around 10.5%. Hospitalizations hit a new record of 585 in Florida on Tuesday, and we had 582 yesterday. Stats for last week saw 72,353 new cases, which was the lowest in 3 weeks, with the highest number of hospitalizations and deaths. As of this morning, we have 993 adult ICU beds available and 250 paediatric beds, for a total of 1,243. That's 150 less than on Monday. Florida's effective reproduction rate is back down to 0.98 from 0.99 on Monday. Florida has dropped a few places to now rank number 17 in the US, but there are now 20 states with an R rate of under 1. There are now 32 states where it's mandatory to wear a mask when in public, with Vermont being the latest added. There is still no mandate for mask wearing in Florida. The weather today in Orlando is going to be 92 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 33 degrees centigrade, with thunderstorms forecast in the afternoon. Our low for the next 10 days is 88 degrees. Tropical Storm Isaias has formed and is moving northwest towards Florida. The eye of the storm is on the east coast at the moment and is expected to arrive in central Florida around 2 a.m. on Sunday. We are not expecting heavy winds in Orlando, but there could be a lot of rain. Disney has announced the reopening of another 6 of its resorts at Walt Disney World. The Art of Animation Resort will reopen on November the 1st. The Caribbean Beach reopened yesterday, 29th of July. The Coronado Springs will reopen on October the 14th. The Grand Floridian will reopen on September the 21st. The Polynesian on October the 4th. And the Yacht Club will reopen on August the 24th. Shanghai Disneyland's nighttime fireworks show called Ignite the Dream is currently in trial operations. If successful, maybe we can see this translated back into Disney World. Disney World's Wine and Dine Half Marathon Weekend will take place from November the 5th to the 8th, 2020 with 4 events. This year's races will not take place at Disney World and will instead be virtual. Participants can take part from anywhere, and it doesn't say that you must reside in the US to claim your spot. Race times will be on an honour system. Full details of eligibility, registration, medals and virtual race times can be found here. Guests who want to eat at Disney World's table service restaurants will now be required to undergo a temperature check before being allowed to enter. 100.4 degrees Fahrenheit is the cutoff, as it is in the parks. Disney World's park availability calendar is showing that all parks are available for both theme park tickets guests and Disney Resort guests from now right the way through to September the 26th, 2021. For annual pass holders, July the 30th and 31st are sold out, and there's limited availability for the remaining days. August has 6 days where there are no parks available, and Hollywood Studios is at capacity every day in August. There's also limited capacity in the other parks during the month of August. For annual pass holders in September, the weekends are full for Hollywood Studios, but all parks are available during the week except for Labor Day on the 7th. We're also now moving into October, where the 3rd is unavailable for Hollywood Studios. Universal Orlando has published its August park hours. From August the 2nd, Universal Studios will open at 9 o'clock in the morning and close at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Also from August the 2nd, Islands of Adventure will open at 10 a.m. and close at 6 p.m. So just sticking with where we are on the number of cases then, this is feeling pretty good. 4 days now in a row under 10,000. Okay, look, it's still massive, 9,000 and something, still huge, but it's going in the right direction and we've got to start somewhere, I guess. 4 days in a row under 10,000 and a decline in the 7-day average. I'm feeling good about it anyway, and I'm hoping that with the mask mandates now in 32 states, then, you know, I think states are looking now and realising that mandatory mask wearing in public is the way to go. I do wish the other 18 would get on board, and I really truly wish that Florida would get on board. I mean, people are wearing masks a lot anyway, but not out on the street walking the dog, but in stores now, nearly everybody I see is wearing a mask, and some stores won't allow you in now without a mask, so that's good news. And stores, obviously, because it's their private business, can do what they want. If they don't want you to come in without a mask on, you ain't coming in without a mask on. So there's no law that says they can't do that, so crack on, stores. They're doing it by other means. So I'm hoping that we'll see more good news today, and that will continue now through the next few months. I'm hoping that will then lead to a relaxation of border control, that people will then be allowed in. I actually took a COVID test on Tuesday evening in New York. I was in New York the past couple of days and I couldn't get on the building site I wanted to get on unless I had a COVID test because I was coming from Florida. So New York has now 34 states where it's got mandatory quarantine. We've only got 3. New York's got 34. So yeah, I had to take a COVID test. It was a rapid one. I got the results in 20 minutes. I was negative, so I was allowed on site. So these things can happen. You can get a rapid test and you can get the results very, very quickly. So why they can't expand tests? I was in there for maybe an hour total, from going in to sitting down waiting to having the test to getting the result. I was in and out in an hour. So I'm hoping we're going to do more testing, that we can do contact tracing for more people if other people are positive, and that together with masks will see us killing this thing off, or at least get into a place where we can reopen the borders. That would be great. Okay, on that good note, I hope, I'm going to leave you for today. I'll be back on Saturday morning. Until then, stay safe. I'll see you then. Cheers for now. Bye bye.